Good morning, world. They should be moving. You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag. Yesterday, what I realized when we were leaving on this is it's always engaged. So like it's got pressure on it right now. So it was always running the belt up front, which that's okay. That's the bearing that had failed previously. I do have a set of them. We're all good there. So it's always running the cutter house. I noticed it right at the end, so I do believe it's got a little cheat sheet here. I'm not sure if it's that one or that one. I think it's this one. I'm gonna relieve pressure and just see which one lets it pop up. And then I got two of them off the spare parts chopper. So there was comments in the past about the spare parts chopper and how it's not really beneficial because parts on them are usually wore out. I bought it for a gearbox that paid for the whole chopper. So with that being said, all these little things that I rob parts off to keep going and then order one, I actually think, so I got a box. It's a mess in here from when we first stopped. The previous guy did tell me you're gonna want to keep some of those, and I've never had to, so that's why I'm there. The other thing that I'm battling today, which is really frustrating, so I don't have any help because, well, one, the mower driver decided to take the rest of the day off after telling me that, and that frustrated me, and we ran into this last year. And how this whole scenario works is, take a seat and tell you. I farm for my father as an employee. I do chopping, manure hauling, tillage work, and all that as my own company. So if I don't have a mower driver running, then I have to be the mower driver. But I can't tell the mower driver, hey, you have to work, because I'm not the owner of that company. So we ran into this last summer, and then I had no help, and Colburn came out and helped me, which that's still the plan. He says he's gonna come out for a cutting. So hopefully we'll have a new mower, run two, get things done. This is why I buy bigger equipment, so I can get more done by myself in a day, because I have to continue on and I have another job. There's just not enough time in the day. But the other thing is, our parts for the mower that took 8 days to get, because they lost them. Now my father's all mad at me because United, and I know you guys are watching it, called him as well, and I don't know what their conversation was. But at the end of the day, what I say and what I do on my channel revolves around my stuff. When I was unhappy, it was for my piece of equipment, not for the farm's piece of equipment. Honestly, if the farm wants to keep doing business with a company that loses stuff, forgets stuff, is not capable of getting things, that's their decision. I have personally not bought anything from United Ag and Turf since before they took over. Yeah, it's been like 2 years since I personally have bought anything, and I see that continuing because of this situation. So they did call me and said they wanted to support more, but this was the first thing that we bought after they said that, and it was a disaster on getting it. We're late, and then it's stressful. So my father's all mad at me about that and says I can't badmouth people. I'm sorry if I hurt people's feelings on this channel, but I'm not going to sugarcoat what really goes on in the world. That not everything's good, as you can tell. This isn't farming and happy ending tales. This is real life stuff. So when stuff doesn't show up, it costs people money, time, energy, frustration. So, and I don't have much time to just kick around waiting on stuff. And feed quality is a huge thing as far as saving costs on grain. So that's my rant for the day. I figured I'd get that off my chest because I thought about not telling anybody, not saying it on the channel, but at the end of the day, this is real stuff. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and be like, no, everything's great, it's dandy. Not every day is great. So there's always struggles. I'm sure some of it could be prevented if I bought a newer chopper, if I went through and serviced absolutely everything, but financially I couldn't justify for what I chop going through and saying, okay, I want to service everything, or like the tractor stuff breaks down, old equipment breaks down. You guys know that. I'm sure there's somebody in the comments right now getting all worked up. But alrighty, we're gonna switch this solenoid. Well, we're gonna make sure we got the right solenoid there. Then we're gonna switch it out. I do have a power probe so we can check that we have voltage, that everything's good there. And then this should be good. And if that's the case that I'm the mower guy today, it's supposed to be 93 again. Probably gonna put, oh, Yanko's here. Hey, somebody over there. Probably gonna put the cab tractor on the mower because little AC is nice. Hey, it still doesn't work. I'm getting power and everything else like that. It's like it's not releasing back. I can't push this forward to apply it. Is there a check valve somewhere that it comes back into? Guess that would be one thing. Because I think the spring releases it. It just shuts off the flow to it. I think, right? It pushes, yeah, it's definitely pushed. No, that pulls it. It's only a single acting, so that pulls it in. I guess my other question is it actually getting fluid out of here? Right? That pulls it back up. Oh, that's tight. Take it off the other side. Oh. Okay, that took me longer than it should have. So, with that being said, nothing I thought was wrong was actually wrong. The spring was like binding up so it wouldn't spring back. I think there might be something wrong with the whole spring. So the hydraulics worked, it just wouldn't release itself. So, I got it popped up and released, but I think it's gonna stick the first time I turn it on. With that being said, I can drive to the next field and all the fields are very close together. And then I can just run. When I shut it off, it shuts itself off. But I'm gonna go look at my parts chopper and take the other one off just to have as a spare. My father did decide to go mowing, so I was gonna put the cab tractor on and have some AC, but he didn't even talk to me and just left with the mower, so whatever. He can mow in the open station. I am covered in oil and dirt and everything else, and it's only 10:30. So I might go find a different shirt. It's freaking hot. I gotta see if I can wrangle up a truck driver and we can get going. There was a lot of comments previously about why don't you run a high dump, a dump wagon? Frankly, it's because it kills the chopper. That chopper's not meant to pull around a dump wagon, so the hydrostat does not like it when it's loaded. And I can't fill trucks full, So the efficiency still isn't there. If I'm completely by myself, then yes, hook up to the dump wagon and go. But the grass that they're mowing should be pretty good quality, good tonnage, so it will take a little bit to dry out, so you can go mow some and then drive truck. Just slow going. I need like 2 to 3 more people and things would be a lot better off. So even if they're just part-time, they just show up, drive truck or something like that. I need a bigger mower set up so I can go out and drop a bunch of grass, and then I just need truck drivers. But yeah, the challenge is real. So yep, just confirmed that spring should be nice and free bouncing on the parts chopper. But with that being said, it is a pain to get into. I already tried. I climbed in behind. So I'm gonna battle through this. Have to get out every now and then and tap it up and things like that. If we're going in between roads. And then with that being said, when it's done, I'll pop that outside tire off the chopper, take the panel off, and you can get in and get to it. So, which isn't really that bad, but you do have to pop the tire off, move a big heavy tire and everything else. Maybe we'll pop the tires off at that point and get new tubes in them. With that being said, I gotta drop the manure trailer off and put the dump trailer on, change the cam brakes. Andy is on his way over. He'll give me some hand, we'll move some things around. If I can get all 3 trucks, the rake, the chopper, all over in the fields where they're mowing, then at least me and Andy can fill 3 trucks, which will, it's a lot of feed. The little green truck that you saw in the previous episode the whole time, that holds a third, maybe a little over a third of what the big trucks can hold. So that's why I like running my big trucks, because the Mack can hold a lot of feed. Well, where's the rest of my handle go? That one was pretty well, it was shot at the one end, so I'm not really missing anything. But I kicked it into high gear and it spun right off. Alrighty, this week I had gotten, I gotta check this tire. This was the one that went low previously. This week I had gotten 4 brake cans for this. So brakes are good as far as the pads, but I'm pretty sure it just needs some cans. So we'll throw them in there. And hopefully that trailer stops like a charm. It is warm out, 90 plus degrees. Truck, put new brake cans on, got it adjusted. Mint, much better. There's a lot of feed out here. And it is just about ready to go. With that being said, I got Andy running trucks. My father's actually, he hit some rocks and he did go and change the knives. He's still mowing on the other side of there. So this is 5 acres. I think over there's 5 acres. Hopefully he'll get across the street. If we can put 15 acres done today, hopefully we can do more than that, but we'll see. Yeah, that might be why she was getting a little plugged up. All caked in there. We'll get that all blown out. So yeah, it rained and then we were chopping and then it dried out and it was dry. It's a good thing to blow things out. So got some moisture in there. Which this truck doesn't actually have a dryer. I have to drain the water out. I don't know if it was something of the age or what. But I do have a dryer that I should put on the air so that I don't have any moisture in it. We're back at it. We ended up playing musical trucks, getting lunch. I gotta go get the rake, but I might as well get the chopper going. Get my father trucking. He's gonna run truck down the road. Andy's still learning. But with that being said, with that being said, we'll chop some singles. It is some good feed, so. Oh, it's warm. 92, 93. Dropped one load, a little too light. Gonna go get the rake. It's at the field down the road. Me, Yanko, and the infamous Andy. So it's been what, since you almost got stuck last? That was the last episode you were on? Finishing grass. So Andy's back for grass, checking Yanko for ticks. Everybody keeps asking what I use for tick medicine. I don't remember, to be honest. Oop, there's one. Little buggers. Look at that. It's dead. I don't know if you can see it. Yanko's obsessed with figuring out what I just pulled off of him. But it's dead. It's dead. It was dead. No, you don't want the window. It's hot out. Oh, that's my lunch, actually. You're good this way. So, we'll go grab the rake. I chopped that load. Singles was... In the next field, I think it's a little bit better, but that was just too much running around. Not enough through the chopper to make it chop well. So there is comments about you run all over for fields. Is it worth it, this and that? It's all a piece of the puzzle. I guess if we wanted to milk 20 cows, we probably could farm a mile away or whatnot, but and where we're at, as far as field to field to field, usually there's a field previously. We do have some fields that are seeded, that we skipped over doing first cutting because they're not ready yet. We have some that we rotated to corn, so we are passing fields along the way as we're going from field to field, or the fields are pretty close together. And to answer, because there is a lot of people from the UK that are watching the videos, I guess. Yeah, my rake arm's back there, right? Let me make sure all my rake arms are on. Yeah, they're on. They ask why I drive around with my 4-ways on. In the US, you're supposed to have 4-ways, slow moving. Beacon's not mandated, I guess. But it is nice to have it. I do like the look of 2 beacons on tractors. I think it just looks good. The chopper, I'd like to put another one on it. This should have 2 on it. But that is why we drive around with our 4-ways on, where when I first went to New Zealand, I was the only one driving around with their 4-ways, and they're like, you're going to get pulled over. Why are you doing that? And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, you look like an idiot. That's not how we do these. We do this. They're like, that means you're broke down, you're stopped. I'm like, oh, okay. So no 4-ways. So that was learning. But then again, all those tractors went 35, 36. This does 27, which is cool. A lot of people ask why I went cultivating with this tractor, being the 6155 instead of like the 4230. Speed. To get to my fields faster. And the fields I have aren't that far off the path, but for me to go from the farm to them is a distance. I'm just trying to make it farming. We'll see. I guess we got the fields we were in and one other field dropped. We'll see how long this takes. It'd be nice if the mower kept going so we could go right into chopping tomorrow, but I do not see that happening. It is 5 o'clock. I guess some done's better than none, but at that rate still, if it took us, if we did 10 acres a day for all our fields, it would take us 16 some days. So, and feed quality is poor. By the time you get done with your feed interval, the idea is you want to cut 26 to 30 days for the best feed quality. Really 26 for the best feed quality. We're late as the way it is, but if it takes you 15 days to chop all that feed, which it shouldn't, it's taken us this long because breakdowns and a little bit of Mother Nature, but mostly breakdowns. We would have been done earlier and not had to deal with Mother Nature. So if it takes you, let's say it takes you 10 days to chop your first cutting. Well, in 18 days or 16 days, you're going to start back over. So you really never catch up and get ahead, which is frustrating. I don't see there's any reason why it should take us more than 4 or 5 days each cutting. Labor, and hopefully our mower issues get solved next cutting. I got some tractor work. We'll definitely keep the second mower. If we run 2 mowers, we run 2 mowers. It goes back to labor. I really need a tractor with a front hitch to do more with less work, less people. So, somebody did send me that a 6155M could run a front hitch. I know it's doable, but the hitch alone costs a lot of carts. None of them pulled over. The hitch alone is like 17 grand. So at that rate, I could go buy a 7530 Euro spec for like 70 grand and have a tillage tractor, have a tractor that's 180 horsepower to run a front hitch and have it to pack bunks. So a lot of thinking. I know it's just money, but you gotta financially make it work. Gotta fix all my other shit too. Stuff too. I got the clutch, my motor for my pickup, who knows? I gotta call them when we get done with grass. Get that in there. It's not like spending the money is the issue, it's the time on that stuff. Spending money on a high dollar thing for me is a little more concerning. I should have just sold my pickup and bought a tractor or bought a semi. Then I'd want to pick up again. Alrighty, enough of me rambling. That's a good row. Well, I appreciate you guys watching along. Did quite a bit of ranting, explaining what goes on in the scenarios. Like I said at the beginning, this channel is going to show you real life of farming. I'm not sugarcoating anything, but I appreciate it. I think a lot of the subscribers, viewers, that's what you want. This isn't all perfect world, everything else like that. So there's definitely some battles, challenges, but at the end of the day, you get the job done and keep moving. So I ended up splitting this day up into 2 videos because I threw the drone up and I got a ton of content. So with that being said, next video, some drone action of chopping. And I don't want to start making 40-minute long videos, 20, 25, 30 at most. Currently, I think it's at 50 if I put both of them together. So that's why. But if you haven't done so, go like and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you know. But as you all know, 4 o'clock, video gets loaded every day, and we're killing it with that. So I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.